Already they can't keep getting away with this, everybody. But welcome back to the flight simulator. And in today's video, we're on board a 767. A new 767 that was recently released. Now, unfortunately, this new 767-300 that came out on the 2nd of February was released by our beloved Captain Sim developers, known for their particularly bad planes. You know, we can see this as kind of a bit of a return. You know, they haven't made a plane in a while. The last one was in April, the legendary C-130, a plane that I even had bought for a video for 15 bucks. It does cost 15 bucks, but it sucked so much it didn't even have a cockpit. Yes, for $15, you wouldn't get an included cockpit. Great! You know, before that, they had released the 767 over a year ago. That was their first one, and everybody, that was the 400. Now, this plane back then, of course, I also purchased for 30 bucks. And I looked into the cockpit and I was like, okay, why does this look like a 777? It's not the 767 cockpit, that's for sure. At the end of the day, it actually did turn out to be somewhat resembling of the real 767-400 because that one has the new cockpit. Here we go. They've actually done that one quite well to their standards. I mean, I remember the legendary looking into the FMC action where you would have the identifier of the plane just right there. The plane itself says it's a 747-8I. Yes, they stole all the instruments from the 747. Also, this plane flies just like the 747. Absolutely stupid. And that was the main complaints about the Captain Sim planes. You know, pretty all right looks, yes. The textures are nice, but no systems, overpriced, stupid. This plane is so disappointing. I've probably not been this disappointed in a year. I mean, look at this cockpit right here still. So already the world is shocked now that there's a new one. Great. Now this one, how much does this cost? $29.99. It's on sale right now. So but let's take a bit of a look. All right, here we go. We can choose between 4D and 6D. What does that even mean? I think the doors, maybe? Maybe the dimensions in the matrix? I really don't know. Anyway, let's maybe check out the liveries here. Okay, we only have a very ugly Captain Sim house livery. Great. But let's not get bogged down with biases from old Captain Sim planes. But it's a new year. It's a new me. That's what Captain Sim said. So take a look. Have they done a better job? First of all, do they have these country flags here? And when you look at the other side, we've got like a reverse USA flag here. It's very weird. All right, come on. Enough of the livery. Let's take a bit of a look into the cockpit. And there we go. It does look like the 767, and we're talking some pretty all right modeling. Yeah, I mean, you know, we haven't paid $100 for a plane. It's just 30 bucks, and you know, the graphics are all right. We've got 747-8I ident. The same thing! Is it that hard to change the number? I really don't know. I mean, I have personally no idea about plane development, so, you know. But there we go. Let me take a bit of a look here. We do have a green color here. This is a very 767 thing. You know, pretty old FMC system here, bit Game Boy-like. That's quite all right. I like this. In general, the cockpit looks, I mean, it's just the instruments from the 747 still. Look, you can see the UI that was made for 4 engines of the 747. It's really not amazing, and it's not really been implemented well. Most of these switches actually don't work. Like, this is not study level at all. You know, you can describe this plane as maybe as a skin of the 747 plane. So they've just put the textures of the 767 on the 747. That was already included in the flight simulator. Look at this. No IRS simulation or anything. None of this will work. Great. But let's maybe talk a bit more about the textures, which, by the way, are, once again, quite amazing. Like, especially from the outside view, they've done a really good job. What is this? I have no idea what this is, but here we go. Come on, let's check out the spoilers. This absolutely looks amazing, especially for 30 bucks. We can, of course, also check out the cabin as well. This is very thoroughly remade. I mean, yes, okay, it's not that crazy, but in terms of looks, let's be honest, Captain Sim has never disappointed. Unless you start to look into the cockpit, which has the 747 instruments. I mean, any real 767 pal will probably just laugh at this plane. Look, we've got the sounds, I think, from the normal 747 as well. Oh, we can hear these 4 engines of the 767. Great. Emergency egress handhold. Oh, wow. So much features, so much detail. Come on, let's take out the 767. Is this gonna work? Hold on. Yes. Plane's gone Jesus mode. Why am I always starting at the super small runway? But yeah, as you can tell, this plane flies exactly like the 747, and we haven't even flown it. I can just say it. I mean, at least they're actually not lying about this plane. They're kind of being honest here, cockpit and cabin. Some systems use default 747. And all that really shows here flying this plane. Jeez, this flies just like this super heavy 747. And I mean, you know, the 757 and maybe also the 767 have a reputation for being a very sporty type of airplanes. And so the question arises whether it's smart to just put 747 physics on it. I don't get it. Oh, come on, so I got bogged down and maybe try to come in for a landing here in this plane. What does work at least is the altitude gauge here. That kind of is all right. Vertical speed, yeah, and all these gauges, that's not too bad. But I'm 100% certain that this plane won't meet most people's expectations. All right, oh God. All right, we've got the heavy soul of the 747 returning here. This plane is almost stalling out at 150 knots. Incredibly unstable approach, but let's come in for a bit of a landing here. Should we butter it? It's not that much of a butter machine, though. Come on, let me stop now. Here we go. At least that works. As, of course, reverse thrust works as well. All right, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. We have stopped the 767. Are we happy, though? No. You know, this is the kind of plane you wouldn't really want to buy for your flight simulator just to not support this kind of shameful development of planes. That landing was interesting. All right, there we go. Stop as well. But you know what I mean? It's probably shouldn't. You shouldn't buy it. Not sure. I mean, yes, you can close and open the door here and stuff. And it really does look pretty, but what's the point when you can't even do IRS alignment yourself? By the way, what I find really funny is that they charge like $5 for a livery pack. That's kind of, that's interesting. I mean, who has ever paid a single dime for liveries? I mean, just download them here on flightsim.to for free. Literally. So I am wondering how many people are buying this, by the way, because no one really likes this. Like, someone posted this here and I said, dude, does it use the default Cessna panel? Please don't buy this garbage. And I would definitely echo that call out. Great. Somebody who is this plane for? I don't know. Maybe people who just want to arcadely fly a 767 around, and especially if they don't want to wait for a proper release by PMDG, for example. In this case, I can recommend this plane for maybe just fooling around. For arcade purposes, maybe the CS would be enough, honestly. But for anything who has any standards of anything, you probably should just avoid this. I will never use this plane again. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night.
Well, thank you so much to all the people who give me lots of monies, like Mariana, Ragings, Junk in the Trunk, Mike, John O'Brien, Derek, Matt, Sleepy Boy, Kelly Chaos, Ryland Williams, New York, Shadow, Ignuana, and Moritz Bohausen.